This is the first time ever watching the How to Train Your Dragon franchise, and I must say I'm extremely impressed, as this first one was a banger. As Dean Dubois and Chris Sanders' film was amazing and could easily sit alongside the likes of Madagascar and Shrek and literally say I'm better than you, because in all fairness they're not better in my opinion, but they put in an argument because of how good this film was, about a kid literally wanting to be like the people around him, rest of the Vikings, wanting to kill dragons and slay and be this sort of manly man, as you want to say. But he finds out that's not his part at all that he needs to play in life, because when he realizes that the job is a lot tougher than he thought, of taking a life and stuff, and after when he finds out that these dragons are actually really nice and befriends one called Toothless, he soon realizes, oh my god, what am I doing? We should start to train these dragons and start to be friends with them. They're allies, we can really use those, rather than having a full-blown war against them, because in all fairness, it's stupid when they're actually nice and they're only attacking the Vikings because the Vikings are attacking them, a self-defense mechanism. To me, this story was great because that showed us that this kid, all he had to do throughout the entire film, which is easier said than done, was convince the rest of the Vikings that dragons are actually good. But then also having this side angle where he's really got a crush on Astrid, and Astrid at the start is completely different to him because she's like the only woman that's going around wanting to kill dragons and shows the ambition to do so, and she's trained and she's better at doing that than he is. But when he manages to show her what these dragons actually are and what they can actually do for you and the friends that they can be and the help that they can be, she soon realizes she's playing on the wrong side of the field and soon switches sides, and soon then their connection grows and grows throughout the film, and then we see this crush become more of a relationship. I think the way that they work this throughout the film from the start to the finish is what needs to be talked about, because you're really getting that great character development side between not only Hiccup and his father, but then you've also got the relationship with him and Astrid as well, which the end of the film is also really cool as well, is because the dragons and the Vikings have an option. Because the Vikings storm the hideout of the dragons when they find out from Hiccup where they actually are. They storm it and suddenly realise there's an even bigger dragon called the Red Death, in which is literally how it sounds. Terrifying. And to be fair, I think the dragons and the Vikings realised, right, we can't take this on our own, and sort of just went, okay, we trust Hiccup and his team and the people he's got around him, because they brought their own dragons as well, and thought, you know what, we can utilise these dragons to fight Red Death. And it was a great idea, because the war that they'd had in the meantime would just seemed a bit petty. It just seemed because of they're attacking us, we're attacking them. Whereas in fact, nobody took a stand. Nobody went, no, what? Why are we attacking them? Why are they attacking us? And then it became to like a conclusion where actually to take out our greatest enemy, which is now this massive dragon, we'll work together. And I think it was great seeing how Toothless and Hiccup literally went guns blazing and didn't care if they lost their lives. The Viking mold of just storming in, let's see if we can solve this issue. And they managed to solve the issue, take down Red Death. And I thought, that was brilliant. Even though Hiccup lost his leg and nearly lost his life, if it weren't for the fact of Toothless, in which, you know what, actually came to Hiccup's rescue, even though he got chased away by the rest of the Vikings earlier on in the film. I think it was brilliant seeing that protection, and that really earned his father's trust as well, that the dragons were there to stay and that they could be a real ally. I absolutely love and adore this film and can't wait to review the second one. We have a huge announcement. At 8 PM or 3 PM Eastern Time, you will be able to check out our brand new movie review. But you're questioning, how do I get alerted to that movie review? Easy. Press the subscribe button. And 2, hit that notification bell so you're alerted to all the brand new content that we create. And also, you might be thinking, how do you determine the next movie review? Easy. We put out a poll weekly where we determine the next movie review. And if you have any suggestions of what movie reviews you want to see on the channel, then comment them down below and they might be included within the next week's poll. If this sounds like a bit of you, then hit that subscribe button and let's get back into today's movie review. So to summarise How to Train Your Dragons, this is a fantastic film and I highly suggest you go watch it. 8.2 out of 10 and a classic film that can easily sit alongside Madagascar's and Shrek's with ease. Let us know your thoughts on this film down those comments down below, and if you haven't already seen our movie review on A Bug's Life, then I think you need to do a favour and go and check that out.